Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.
Previously on the Transformers.
After what I can only assume was a visit from the Blue Fairy, the Predacon is now a real boy and can transform into Predaking. Megatron doesn't take kindly to the self-appointed king of the robot monsters, so Starscream, accidentally on purpose, reveals to the Autobots the location of the Project Predacon lab, which then explodes like nobody's business.
Damn, I love the smell of burning Energon in the morning.
So Predaking is now an only child again, and Shockwave has made an interesting discovery. The combination of artificial energon, cybernucleic acid, and a frag grenade equals instant cyberforming.
Ah, the miracle of cybernetic life.
Now on to Transformers Prime -1. The episode begins with Megatron discussing a proper delivery system for his redecorator of mass destruction with Shockwave. They agree that the Omegalock will definitely do the job, but it needs a few things to get it up and running. They need some human-made technology.
Workmanship may be lacking, but it does the job, I suppose.
Then the Autobots get the call to stop a Decepticon raid on one of Uncle Sam's uranium stashes. In the process, Optimus Prime shoots down Soundwave. Now, if Transformers has taught me one thing...
You can solve any problem with explosives?
That too, but it's don't with Soundwave. If, by some freak coincidence, you manage to incapacitate Soundwave, shoot his faceless head off of his shoulders, because if you let him live, he's just gonna get free at the worst possible time and kick your... But like the noble dumb they are, the Autobots try and interrogate Soundwave. Then the previously mute Decepticon actually talks. And just like in G1, he's voiced by Frank Welker, who's also the voice of Megatron. The interrogation ends when Soundwave does the Transformers equivalent of self-inducing a coma, wiping his hard drives, further cementing his awesomeness. Then the Autobots get word that the Decepticons are stealing a particle accelerator in Antarctica. Most of the Autobots head out to Glacier Country, leaving Smokescreen and Bulkhead behind to pull security for Ratchet. When our heroes arrive in Antarctica, they find Predaking waiting for them. Most of the team heads to where the accelerator is kept, while Optimus Prime engages Predaking in an aerial battle. After some awesome aerial action, Optimus Prime ends up taking a nosedive, and the rest of the Autobots are walking into a trap. Meanwhile, back at HQ, Soundwave has been reactivated by Laserbeak,
as expected.
And he's now in the middle of kidnapping Ratchet, who is needed to finish the artificial energon formula for Megatron's Doomsday weapon. We're starting to pick up steam now, events are accelerating to the explosive finale. The Autobots are scarred but resolute, and the Decepticons have sustained heavy losses, but nothing can blunt Megatron's hunger for absolute power. -1 has set the stage and renewed the fight for the Omegalock, the one device that can rebuild Cybertron. Predaking's still whining at Megatron for an army of Predacons, while Ultra Magnus, on the other hand,
It's funny because he only has one.
has been fitted with a claw by Ratchet. It's a nice touch to show the sacrifices the Autobots have made in their battle with the Decepticons. The capture of Soundwave has to be the highlight of the episode. Even restrained, Soundwave oozes menace, and he still manages to screw with his captors. He even pulls off one of Zero's tricks. Then, when he speaks using the exact same voice as G1, best moment in the episode, bar none. But the mid-air battle between Optimus Prime and Predaking was definitely a sight to see. Big fight aside, this episode is built on tension, not action. It's still awesome, though. So let's look at the pros and the cons in -1 and determine the final score. On the upside, the battle between Optimus Prime and Predaking was great, and the episode has excellent use of tension. Oh, and Soundwave finally talks. Nuff said. On the downside, this isn't really an eventful episode. In fact, it's the definition of episodic storytelling. It just doesn't stand on its own. But all in all, -1 is still an absolute must-see. I recommend it and give it a 4.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching. I'm the Stupid Private.
That's all, folks.